There we go. Good?
We lost our big picture.
We did. Hold on.
There we go. There it is. Okay.
There we go. Maybe?
Yes, there we go.
Hold on. Give me like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So many tech.
You just let me know when we're ready.
Okay. So hey out there in chat land, if you can see and hear us, please give us a shout out in the chat.
Oh, yeah, Autonomous. Yeah, we've lost power at the KOSU studios too.
Yeah, if you can see and hear us, please give a shout in the chat. Do 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 do. Someday my tech will work. Someday.
Great.
Okay, Mike, I think you might have much broadband, so throughput. Yeah, much broadband. Yeah, exactly. That might be something I need to look into, because...
What's that?
Oh, just the internet stuff.
Oh.
So, Mike, you might double check and just make sure that on your end, that, like, if you're watching the stream, make sure you have it muted. Because otherwise we will hear it.
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool.
Right, yes, I do.
Cool.
Or at least I did. Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah, are we buffering at all?
Next, I was hearing a little bit of it. Well, and there's a little bit of a delay, obviously, to get from your computer to OBS to Twitch and back to our computer. So there's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. Does it keep... Hey, Zani, does it keep freezing? Out there in the chat, please talk to me. I need feedback.
Yeah. Of course, on a day like this, who knows? It could just be the weather.
Right, it could be the weather. See, I'm watching the chat right here just to see what's going on. It looks like we're getting a pretty decent bit rate, but it's like it keeps going. Okay, cool, sweet, thank you. At least we're getting through there to the UK. That's what I like to hear.
Oh, that's good.
So, well, we can always review like the stream. We can review the stream afterwards after we get done with it. So,
yeah.
But
right. Because I'm recording here for the podcast, so, and then you can tell me, and we can take a look at it later after we're done and see how it's working.
Yeah, see how everything's working. So this is kind of this is a twofold thing. First off, we are testing out some setups and just some testing audio and seeing how everything's working for our Extra Life live stream, which is this Saturday. We will be doing that starting noon Central Time here in the U.S. So hi, hello out there to everybody watching today. I hope you're doing good. Here in Oklahoma, we're experiencing some of our first like icy weather of the season, which that's great. We don't get snow here; we get ice, and it sucks.
And it's a
Um,
lot of it right now.
yeah, so it's raining. There's a lot of places out of power because the we get the freezing rain, which freezes to the power lines, and then the power lines go down. My girlfriend texted me earlier, and she was like, "Yeah, at work, we don't have power right now. Do you have power?" And luckily, we still have power at the house here for now, so we'll see how long that lasts. Um, but the other thing we're doing today is we are here talking. We're gonna talk a little bit about Extra Life and talk a little about what you can expect to see when we go live on Saturday. So today it is just me, Ash, your dungeon master. Hi, hello. This is my beautiful face. If you've never seen it before, and we've also got here with us Michael Cross.
Yeah, I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be on Twitch for the first time ever. I've never tried this before, so
First,
this
first
is the first time
baby's
for me.
first Twitch stream.
Yeah, yeah. It's I feel like I'm coming into the 21st century finally.
Let's say it won't be long until we get you your own Twitch account, and then you're
Yeah,
doing the Okie Geek podcast both
I'm just
as
doing
a
it everywhere.
yeah. It'll be a video cast. um, but yeah, that's kind of one of the things that we're intending to use possibly with this Twitch channel going forward is that yes, Red Dirt wants to do the extra live stream, but we also would like to just connect with you guys in different other ways. So I think there's been some talk among the group how we might take like different days and do like different kinds of streams. We might just pop on here and like do a hangout and paint mini stream. So there's a lot of potential for it for the future. But and then Michael is also going to be using this stream to create a episode of the Okie Geek podcast. So we are multitasking today, friends.
We are trying to get all the things done at once. It'd be amazing. So if we're ready, I'm just gonna go ahead and start it if that's okay with you, Ash.
I'm cool with it. I just want to point out that Zonimus said that a frozen tree almost fell on him on his way home. We're so glad that frozen tree did not fall on you.
Yeah, everyone be safe out there if you're in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
If you're anywhere else, right? But especially if you're driving around Oklahoma, get home, get safe.
Yes. Yeah. Hi there. Hi there, Sea Fools. Welcome.
Sweet.
So yes.
That's all.
So I will say. So basically, we're gonna do this. Michael's gonna basically interview me. But I will also say that like if you guys have any questions that you think would be fun to ask, post them in chat because that's why we're here.
I'll be monitoring that as well.
All right. Well, I'm ready if you're ready, Michael.
All right. Let me get the full copy here and start out. Greetings and salutations, my fellow geeks, and welcome to episode 220 of the Okie Geek podcast, brought to you by Okie Comics. I'm Michael Cross. The Red Dirt D&D is going live for one day only. The actual Play Dungeons & Dragons show is looking to raise money for Extra Life 2020. I'm joined by our fearless Dungeon Master, Ash King. Ash, welcome back to the show.
Hello, hello, hello. It is always good to be sitting here with you. I can actually see you this time because we're doing video chat.
I know, it's amazing. And we'll see you. Last time we had you personally on the OBD podcast, you and no one else, and we could see each other because we weren't quarantined or having to deal with the weather or anything like that.
Nope. Had absolutely no barriers to being physically in the same room. But
and so Red Dirt D&D is going live. For those who have never heard of Red Dirt D&D, let's tell them first, what is Red Dirt D&D?
So Red Dirt D&D is a actual play 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast. So what we do is we use Dungeons and Dragons as a storytelling medium to tell this amazing story set out in a um, completely custom Weird West universe. So it's a lot of fun. If you haven't started listening to it, you should.
Yeah, we have different ways for you to listen. You can listen on the podcast, Apple, Google, Spotify,
Spotify.
Stitcher, and now we've started doing it on YouTube.
Yeah,
Now
we're
that Curie has started putting editing our videos or editing audio to video and putting it on YouTube. So we're just trying to find as many ways possible for people
we
to listen.
our goal is to conquer the known universe,
That's
and
right.
in order to achieve this goal, we have to get onto as many platforms as we possibly can. So
That's
yes,
right.
so we are well, and now we're expanding to Twitch too. Since we're
Exactly.
yeah we're gonna do the live show on Twitch, and possibly maybe do you know, some other fun things on Twitch, like some painting streams, just like some hangout days. I think Johnny and I have floated the idea of maybe doing like some Red Dirt Redemption, which we're actually streaming this podcast recording to our Twitch right now. So we've got our Twitch chat going. We've got some good friends in there who are with us along for the ride. So this is going to be an interesting interview.
It is. It's a first time for everybody here. What we've got the Red Dirt D&D live event coming up this weekend, this Saturday. What is Red Dirt D&D live?
So Red Dirt D&D Live, so it's kind of something that we've been talking about because we were asked before Oklahoma went into lockdown. There were conventions that were asking us and saying, "Hey, would you like to do your show live with us? Actually, come to the convention, do the show there, and we will, um, we'll run an adventure and we'll do it live." Well, unfortunately, because of COVID and lockdown and all that, we can't do that, but we can do this.
Yeah.
So basically, it's just kind of an opportunity to just have some fun. It's going to be completely non-canonical to the podcast, so you don't have to be up on our most current storyline, and we're really not going to do any kind of like storyline spoilers. So yeah, I'll say one of our Twitch chatters, Sea of Fools, who's one of our friends over across the pond at the UK, they were asking, do I have to be up to date with the podcast? No, you don't.
Yeah. No, and that's the beauty of it is the fact that you can be, as long as you're hopefully aware of the characters. If you haven't seen or listened to Red Dirt D&D, just go catch the pilot even. And the pilot of the plan for the Caliban Frontier, that gets you introduced to all the characters and kind of an idea of what we're going on. I think that's all you have to know is that
That's all
you're
I
in the
need.
Caliban and it's and you know who the characters are. You know Pop Tea Leaf, Zonimus, Macron Stone Shaper, Gideon Block. You know these four, and
It's,
maybe I don't know, maybe possibly some of our
so maybe a few of our reoccurring antagonists. Who
recurring
knows?
yeah, maybe some NPCs, but
Yeah,
other than that,
yeah. It's because yeah, it's just gonna be one of those things where we're just gonna have some fun with it and just use it as a break from our. It's gonna be a break from kind of our normal, very like seriously narrative driven focus, because that's typically what our podcast is. It's very, very narratively driven. We kind of make decisions, and I write our scenarios with that in mind. That this is a narrative that we're building. It's not just we're not going to throw a whole lot of random things into it. It's going to
right,
be very methodical and very planned. Well, this is the opportunity where we just get to throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks.
right. Right, because that's the joy of it. And I think a lot of people don't get to, because I do a lot of editing. for the show. So a lot of the stuff
Eight
that we
eight
go
hours
through
every
sometimes
episode.
gets left on the editing room floor. So this is a chance for you to see us as we're doing.
Mm-hmm. You get to take a peek behind the curtain and take a look at the magic of what makes Red Dirt so much fun. You get to see our faces,
That's right.
our lovely,
Which
our
I
lovely
don't know.
faces.
I've got the face for radio. That's my problem. That's why I do radio.
You
So
specifically went into radio so that you didn't have to show your face, and now I'm making you show your face.
that's right. If I could grow out my hair long, yeah. Of course, I'm doing that because of COVID, but or at least that's the excuse I'm using. I have
That's your
gotten to
excuse,
grow my
Mike.
hair out for a long time, so it's kind of nice to be doing that.
Mine's the same
so,
way. It usually is not this
yeah.
long. It's weird.
Looks good though. It's really good.
Oh, thank you.
Extra Life.
Extra Life.
What is Extra Life?
So,
You've been a part of it for so long.
Oh,
it's amazing.
Right. It's so Extra Life is an amazing charity. So what it allows gamers to come together as a community and to do their games, whether they're streaming on Twitch or they're playing live or whatever. But it allows gamers to raise money, and then that money goes to the Children's Miracle Network. And we also get to pick which specific Children's Miracle Network hospital that money goes to. So we literally get to raise money for our local Oklahoma Children's Hospital, which for us, it's the OU Children's Center, and their whole mission is to take care of those kids irregardless of, if the family can pay, irregardless of where they are in the state of Oklahoma. So it really is, it's a charity that hits close to home for us. Yeah. So, but yeah, so Extra Life basically allows us 100% of the donations go towards the Children's Miracle Network. And again, it gives us as gamers an opportunity to raise money and to give back to our community.
Right, and we've been doing this. The Extra Life's been going on for 6 years now.
6 years.
This was supposed to be our blowout year because we raised 10,000 last year. Was that it?
It was a little over. Right. It was a little over 10,000. Like,
yeah,
I can't remember the exact number, but and I think we hit goal within like. I want to say it was in like 10 hours. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was like we hit goal really, really quickly last year, and then like everything else after it was icing on the cake. And so with COVID, we just feel that we got kneecapped because like we'd figured out the formula, we had it, we knew what we were going to do. Feel that we got kneecapped. Because like
and also I think we also got the idea that we wanted to do it this year, but when we did think about going live, but we would be at Game HQ,
mm-hmm.
and I love Game HQ, but I was just there last weekend. We were doing the scavenger hunt, folks. If you have not done the scavenger hunt, do it. It is so much fun. You get to go to 4 different gaming shops. Visit Wizard's Asylum, the new Common Space games, Edmund Unplugged, and Game HQ. But I was there, and there were so few people who were wearing masks. And if we were to do it live, we would have to make sure that only like 50 people were allowed in the building.
Yeah.
That everyone was wearing masks. Yeah. So for us volunteers, we would have to be.
We have to be the bad guys.
Yeah, and we didn't want to do that, and especially because here in Oklahoma, the numbers are rising. It just got bad, and for anyone who doesn't understand, the decision for any convention to go from live to either A, virtual, or B, non-existent for the year is a tough choice.
Yeah.
It's never an easy choice. When we made the decision for SoonerCon, same thing. These are not easy choices for us to make because we love it just as much, and even though we're working it, we're busy, and it's the craziest weekend ever, and we come to Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening we collapse because it's finally over.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing experience for us. So when we make these decisions, it's not easy, but I was really proud of the Extra Life group to make this decision to go virtual.
Yeah, it was
the beauty, I think, of going virtual is that we are no longer tied to Oklahoma City.
exactly.
Whereas to do the 24-hour gaming event every year for the past 6 years, you had to be in Oklahoma City, go to Game HQ, and from 7 o'clock Friday night to 7 o'clock Saturday night, you had to be there to be a part of it. This time, since we've gone virtual, we've got friends in England. I know right now.
I was about to say, there's someone in this stream right now.
I know. Right now. And, he can take part of it. He can be a part of it. He can play the DnD games that we're going to play Friday night to Saturday. He can do whatever he wants to. He can also invite friends who are in New Zealand, in Czechoslovakia, in Canada, whatever it is. We can invite all these people to be a part of this now.
I told you, Mike, we're going global and we're taking over the world.
We are. We're going to take over the world.
We just have to figure out who's Pinky and who's the brain.
Yeah. Try to take over the world. Like just think, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think so, brave, but that chafes me so. So, moving on. Red Dead DnD Live. How are our viewers going to participate in Red Dead DnD Live?
So when we go live on Saturday at noon, that's when the stream starts, and we'll be going till about 4 o'clock. You guys, the audience, will be able to affect the game. How can you do this? Well, by going to our Red Dirt D&D Extra Life page, you will be able to purchase dollar rerolls that the cast can use. You can purchase $5 auto crits that the cast can use. We'll do $5 wild magic surges, just to add, a little chef's kiss worth of chaos. But then also for some higher, if you want to pay a little more, we have some various incentives on our Extra Life page, which will be linked in the Twitch chat for your convenience. You can also actually watch the Twitch stream directly from our Extra Life page, which is really cool. So you can watch the stream and be able to donate and not have to click to any different windows. That's I'm not sure if that's a new thing with Extra Life, but that's definitely a really cool feature. But we're also doing, if you want to pay $25, I will add a jackalope. Please. Someone pay money so I can add a jackalope. And I will add a jackalope for each $25 donation. So there could be an army worth of jackalope.
Yes. I think it'd be a blast.
Yes.
Because we don't know what a jackalope is supposed to be yet.
Yes. We haven't decided what a jackalope is, so we're still working on that. There's also some other so basically the concept that we're kind of going for this stream is this is the body swap episode. So I'm making these guys swap their character sheets for this episode. There's literally an option where you can force them to swap their character sheets again and just musical chair it. And it's gonna be chaotic, and it's gonna be great. Yes.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's also a chance for us to share with other people. But more importantly, it is a chance to raise money. So my question for you, Ashley, is how much are we hoping to raise on Saturday?
We have set what I feel is a very modest goal of $250. That's the number to beat. Again, obviously, anything helps because it all goes towards the children's charity. But $250 is my goal.
Mm-hmm. Right. This is also the first time we've done it, so we're not sure if we have how. Right now, we've got 6 listeners listening on 6 watchers on Twitch. And so we're trying to build that out. So when you're out there, make sure you let people know that this is going to be going on. Share this on Twitter and on Facebook, everywhere you can think of. Let your friends know that we're going to be doing this because, again, it's all about raising money for Extra Life, which is such an important part because a lot of events go on and they raise money for good causes. This is one really designed for gamers.
Yes.
It is designed for people who do exactly what we do, and whether it's board games or role-playing games or video games. And this is the first year we've been able to add video games because we've gone virtual. So there is so much out there, and it's just, I believe that geeks are the most giving people I know. Geeks and nerds are the most giving people because if there's something we care about, we'll throw money at it. Because, and that's I think why we raised $10,000 last year, was because it came down to the last 2-3 hours, and we had $2,000 left to go to get to 10,000, and we were just throwing money left and right to enter into the raffles, to just put down for extra rolls, for auto prints, because we care about it. And I think that gamers and nerds alike are just, we care about something like this. And Extra Life is so important that we know we can count on you guys to step forward and be a part of it.
And I don't know, I just, because there are certain aspects about the in-person Extra Life that I'm just I know I'm gonna miss, and I hope still translate over fairly well to the digital Extra Life. Because used to, we had this big D&D versus Pathfinder rivalry, and we made it official and literally put in a line item that was okay, are you donating for D&D or are you donating for Pathfinder? And just to see that rivalry itself generated so much money.
Oh my God, that was the other thing that we were telling. Look, Pathfinder's got X amount of money. Oh, all the 5e people were throwing it in. Yeah.
And what was always funny was that the Pathfinder people just, there were always fewer tables of Pathfinder, but I think that they kind of took it as a badge of honor to be yeah, there's fewer of us, but we're gonna throw more money into the pot and beat out the D&D players, because they might have us beat on numbers, but somehow we keep beating them on donations. And I think last year was the first year that D&D actually outpaced Pathfinder, if I remember right. But yeah, it's and that's what Extra Life is about. It's about finding those fun little moments and really capitalizing on them. And
right.
You can't necessarily put a value on fun, but this is a way for us to have a whole lot of fun and then just again throw money at this cause that we genuinely believe in.
And it's great for kids too. My son was 14, he was 13 last year, and was putting so much money into the raffles and other things. And at the end of the day, he was this is just doing things for a good cause. And I'm exactly. This is why we do it. It's because we care about what we're doing. For housekeeping things, I was going to mention if you want to be a part of Extra Life, they have a Discord channel. And you can go to the Extra Life Discord, join up there. We've got so many channels for D&D, for Pathfinder, for board games, for video games. Among Us, I'm hoping to play at some point. Apparently, it's a big. I don't know what it is.
It's a big deal. I've been hearing a whole lot about this Among Us game, and I know my housemate and our merch guy Connor, he plays it a lot, and it's a whole lot of fun, but I haven't yet gotten onto the Among Us train yet.
I'm still playing Angry Birds, so I don't know. I'm still behind. But yeah, I've seen all the memes for it. My friend Rob has tried to get us to join up to play, and my biggest problem, of course, is my schedule is horrid. So it's not like I can usually go. People will say, "Oh, we can play 7 o'clock on Wednesday night." I'm in bed.
You're asleep because you got to wake up for the super early morning edition.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that now the Friday night, my son's got a football game, but as soon as we're done with that, we're coming straight home and we're playing. Have you got, what games do you have going on besides Red Dirt D&D? Have you got some ready to go? What are you doing with that? Or are
I'm
you DMing
still I'm still kind of debating. We've got 2 weeks out until the event itself. I've picked a couple of adventures off of the DM's Guild that I think sound like a whole lot of fun. Because that's kind of my thing for Extra Life is that like I don't want to when I'm running D&D for Extra Life, like I don't want to pick something that's like super involved because generally like everybody gets really tired, everyone gets really punchy and really goofy. So it's kind of like you don't want to pick something like too story heavy or too serious. But I'm looking at the Barber of Silvery Moon.
Oh,
It's
okay.
yeah, it was an adventure released by Dragon Plus actually. Um, Dragon Plus is the new digital edition of the old Dragon magazine,
Yes.
and so they sometimes will publish like adventures or subclasses or things. And this is one of those that they published, and it just sounds like an absolute riot. Um, I think last year I actually ran because Wizards of the Coast is also really big with Extra Life, and they do some things for Extra Life as well. So 2 years ago, I believe they released a supplement called Minsk and Boo's Guide to Stuff and Things, and it included at least two like joke subclasses um, for every single class in the player's handbook. There's like there's a warlock patron that's literally the Swedish chef from the Muppets. Um, yeah, it's great. There's the Circle of Trash druid, and the big thing with that is that you turn into a raccoon because you know they're trash pandas.
Sure.
Uh, so yeah, so it's completely ridiculous stuff, and there was a adventure included with that called Undermountain the Musical, and it was such a perfect adventure. I actually ran it last year for Extra Life as part of a special event that we called the Gauntlet, and it was like 4 in the morning. We were all super tired, and so we were just having so much fun with it. Because again, it was a ridiculous adventure. Like there was nothing serious about it, and
Right. And
that's
this year, with doing it at home, we don't have to necessarily, if we're a little tired, we can just go take a nap on our own sofa because we're right there. So
I'll
it's a
set
little
up the
bit easier
camera
to
and you
be able to
guys
do
can
this from
watch me
home.
sleep.
Yes, right. Which I think the first time I ever went in 2017, you were crashed out over. Was it you or was it Connor? Was crashed out over on the side, laying down on the floor. Because that's what you do. You got 24 hours
Good
to
for
play,
first.
and you got to take a nap when you can.
That was always my plan because used to I've always lived like at least 30 minutes away from whatever game store we're playing at. So it's not feasible for me to go home. You know, like some people they live like 10-15 minutes away. So I'll just kip over to the house and have a wee bit of a nap. No, I would bring like a pillow and a blanket, and I would curl up underneath one of the tables of Game HQ. Um, Matt, there's a Matt who works for Game HQ, and like I think it was like um, 2018. He was like cleaning up and like pushing in the chairs and like found me because he pushed in a chair like practically hit me on the head. Like, you know, it wasn't, you know, no lasting damage, at least not that I'm aware of. But yeah, he found me underneath the table. He was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." But that generally kind of became my go-to strategy when I would just find a table where nothing was going on and curl up asleep and just sleep on the floor of the game room. And it worked for me, but I
Yeah.
can't do that this year because we're not at the game room. So honestly, I feel a little sad because that was my tradition.
Yeah.
But
But
this
it's
time I
going to
can
be a
snuggle with
lot
the
of
dog,
fun.
so.
Are you still looking for DMs?
Yes, I haven't looked at the numbers recently, but we were definitely hurting for DMs, and I don't know if it's just because of the switch to digital, and there's still some DMs, at least in our Oklahoma community, who are a little intimidated by the digital aspects. So, who knows?
It's real easy. It's actually quite easy to do. And
Yeah,
is it all going to be on Roll20, or will there just be some that are
Dungeon Master's
Theater of the
Choice.
Month?
Dungeon. In this case, it's really going to be Dungeon Master's Choice. I don't want
Okay.
to force a DM who's not comfortable with using Roll20. I don't want to force them to use Roll20. Um, but if they want to take that step and use that service, then yeah, sure, use Roll20. I think there's a couple of DMs who in our community who kind of like Fantasy Grounds, have never used it, have never really played with it, but from what I hear is like Fantasy Grounds is like the upgraded version of Roll20.
That's what I've heard too. I've never tried it. I've only been on
Mm-hmm.
Roll20. So
Because I think Fantasy Grounds, because like at least with Roll20 you can set up a free account, and for the most part you're good to go. Fantasy Grounds, I think you do actually have to pay a little bit more for, and that's kind of one of the barriers to entry over there, is that some people just they don't have the money. So
and I thought because we could also do almost. I've got to be through the Discord channel. You can do it again. Theater of the Mind,
mm-hmm.
where the DM just describes what happens, and you're comfortably at your house, and you've got your character. Maybe you've got a character up on D&D, or however you're doing it, whether you roll digitally or on your own. That's fine. And really, what I'd love to see is again people from all over the world. I'd love to see the Roll Britannia guys come and join us because I know they're out there and I know they're listening. I'd love to be at a table with them just so I can hear their accents because
just come join us.
it's
It's fine.
amazing. And so again, we can get people from anywhere to join us. And again, if there's any DMs out there, if you're a first-time DMer, if first-time person who's never been a dungeon master before, this will be a great time. Ashley will make sure that they have um, the game right. If they're looking for a game,
Yes, we will. We will make efforts to basically kind of figuring out how many DMs are available when, so that way we can get butts into seats, metaphorically,
right?
but
Virtually.
virtually. Yes, exactly. Um, so we also have like a player. If you go onto the Extra Life Facebook pages, and then also in the Extra Life Discord, we have pinned the player signups. So that kind of helps. That's going to help me get kind of a head count to determine, okay, how many people are interested in playing at this time. So that way we can kind of make sure that we have enough. We have enough to go around, because we don't want to overwhelm DMs with too many players, because that's always a problem. Um,
Right.
so yeah, so yeah,
So
sign
we've
up, sign up
got
there.
Red Deer. Okay, so we've got Red Deer D&D Live this
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. If people aren't able to tune in right at 12 o'clock, they can pretty much tune in at any point and see us working our shenanigans, right?
Of course, that's the beauty of the Twitch, is that it'll be up, it'll be live. It starts at noon. You're welcome to come in and hop out. I think we'll do a short intermission of about 2 hours in, just to keep everybody's sanity. Uh,
Give us a
but
chance to go to the bathroom.
exactly, exactly. Stuff some food into your mouth so that you look like a chump bunk.
So where can people find out more information about Red Deer D&D?
You
Red Deer D&D.
Well, so best place to go is to our Facebook page and the Twitters and the website. Luckily, everything is branded under the Red Dirt DnD. That is the letter D, the letter N, the letter D. Our website, as always, is www.reddirtdnd.com, and also reddirtdnd@gmail.com. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you.
That's right. Red Dirt D&D Live this Saturday. And of course, this Wednesday, Red Dirt D&D will be dropping a new episode. I believe it is episode 16, which will be very exciting with what I think is probably one of our biggest cliffhanger endings we've ever had. So
I think
if you haven't caught up yet, A Sea of Fools, now's a perfect time to catch up because, again, this Wednesday's episode is a big cliffhanger. Of course, I think roll a D20 to Curtain had a big cliffhanger ending this week, too. I think the Roll Britannia guys had a big cliffhanger this past episode. So I think it's just the week. It's the week for everybody to have these cliffhanger endings.
Tis the week of cliffhangers.
And everybody tune in on Saturday, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, Ash.
It's going to be so much fun. There's going to be so many shenanigans. Like that's literally just the only word that I can think of right now is just shenanigans.
The Sea of Fools says he'll catch up tomorrow.
Yeah, you better.
And so that's pretty much going to do it for our show. But I do want to mention that Extra Life is available. You can find Extra Life on the Twitter, on the Facebook. They've got their own website as well, to where you can donate money there. Let's start raising money for them because we're still a little bit less than 2 weeks away from the actual 24-hour event.
Yes.
But because we're virtual, we're able to do a lot more. Go to their Discord channel, the Discord page. Pick out a channel. There's already board games going on right now. There's already bot games going on right now. So there's plenty to do and plenty of ways right now to raise money for the Children's Hospital Foundation, which I think is so very important. And we look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday for Red Dirt D&D Live. Thanks, Ash.
Thank you, Mike.
So that's going to do it for our show. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at Open Geek Podcasts. That's also the address for our Gmail account. We'd love to hear from you. You can find me on Twitter at KOSU Michael C. And do you or someone you know have an event coming up? Well, please let us know so we can talk about it on our show. You can find us on Apple and Google Podcasts, as well as Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Until next time, along with Ash King, I'm Michael Cross, reminding you to keep calm and keep on. And that was it. I should have taken a drink before that. That was it.
See, and this is why I have Mike around, because he's this great radio personality. He makes me sound better.
That was fantastic, Ash. Thank you very much. I think I've actually got a more powerful Wi-Fi than I can switch over to. I think
it's possible. I might look at, for my system, seeing if I can hardwire myself in to the box down here.
Yes.
Because that will definitely help with the bit rates and what's going on. So again, hopefully, I guess my other concern right now is that, so apparently this whole week we're expected to have kind of weird weather. So the whole icy terribleness is supposed to continue over the next few days. So everybody, fingers crossed that the power stays where it needs to be and that the interwebs stay where they need to be. Because that's the problem too, is that with the way that our internet lines are set up, is that actually that's usually the first thing to go down. Sometimes we'll have power, but we won't have internet, which is a terrible, terrible fate in the 21st century.
And it depends on who you go through.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you've got AT&T, it's fine, and sometimes you've got AT&T, it's not fine. Sometimes you've got Cox, and it's fine. Sometimes you don't. It's just kind of squirrely, but hopefully everything will be working. By Saturday, though, it's supposed to be 60s and sunny.
Yeah, so fingers crossed that everything stays well. But like I said, we might do some more. We might do some other streams kind of throughout this next week. I do think I'm maybe thinking about doing a painting stream tomorrow night, where everyone's just kind of welcome to come in and hang out, and like I said, it'll be super chill, super casual. It'll be your opportunity to if you just want to pick our brains about, or pick my brain about Callban Frontier stuff, I don't know.
Yeah,
I might even do some not hashtag spoilers, but hashtag world building.
yeah, some things to talk about. Ash, thank you very much. I'm going to go edit this and put this up. OPE Podcast is where you can find our podcast. Let people know that we have it, and we've only been around for 5 years. Just because I wanted to talk geeking stuff.
Right, exactly. And
So
then
I'll
and
put
then
this
I get
out
you involved in this.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing. It's grown. So yeah, we'll have this posted, and I know we will be talking to you throughout the week.
Sounds good. I think that's probably gonna do it for our stream today, because unfortunately, I do also have to get going. I have been summoned by the people who pay my bills, so um, their summons are very important. But yeah, so please join us this Saturday, starting at noon Central Time, and we're just gonna have a raucous good time out on the Callban Frontier, and everybody's gonna be here. I'll be here. Mike's gonna be here. Johnny's gonna be here. Kiri, Brooke, everybody. We're bringing in the whole crew. So you'll get to see our lovely faces and hear our lovely voices, and just have a great time. So stay safe out there. Stay warm. We love you all. Good night.
Hey guys.